You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday. Thought you were going to get me. 16th day of January, 2018. Hope you had a great extended holiday weekend. Maybe you went to a parade or some kind of a rally or something yesterday, as people in America had the day off to honor a man who certainly left an imprint on the history of America, Dr. King. One of the quotes that always sticks out in my mind: I have a dream that my children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I had a chance to listen to his daughter or niece talk for a bit yesterday. With a day off work, which we all had. By the way, the S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, Russell 2000, Dow Transports, all hitting new highs. Dow breaks 26,000, turns back. S&P hits 2,800 and turns back. Ran right up to one of our weekly trading zones and rolled over. Anyway, I hope you had a great weekend. So glad you've joined us today. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're here for the very first time, a special CFRN welcome for you. Now, we've been broadcasting live since April 2005. We are in our second decade of broadcast history. So grab your day planner, pencil us in for the next decade, okay? Great. Well, I'm sure you already know that there's a government shutdown looming. How many times have we heard this? Will there be a 11th hour save, a Hail Mary? Congressional leaders are running out of time to get a deal to avoid the shutdown, and supposedly Trump, as always, he's just getting in the way. At the stroke of midnight on Friday, the federal government will enter a partial shutdown if Congress does not pass a bill to fund operations. With a little more than 3 days to go, Republicans and Democrats remain divided on several issues, including spending caps and immigration. Not helping matters is a fight over Trump's reported inflammatory comments about Haiti, El Salvador, and African nations that many have called racist. Well, if you haven't been there, don't be too quick to judge. And the one guy who is really banging the drum the loudest, they showed a film clip of him from a couple years ago making a speech before Congress when he was questioning our immigration policy and said we can't keep letting these people from these hellhole countries flood across our borders. Now, hellhole, S-hole, you know, Trump says he didn't say it. The guy sitting right next to the guy who says he said it, little Dickie Durbin, the guy sitting right next to him says, I never heard that. So, here we go. There's still a chance of another kick the can down the road extension, just like we had in September and in December. But a government shutdown is actually likelier this time, according to policy analysts. And I think Trump's just the kind of guy who might let it happen. This current round of negotiations is the closest we will come to a government shutdown in the Trump presidency, according to Ed Mills, who's a public policy analyst at Raymond James. He sent that out in a note to his clients today. Now, what about this air raid alert in Hawaii? Number one, how does it happen? And then number two, why does it take 38 minutes to tell people you can get your kids out of the sewer? I'm sure you all saw that clip on TV. Guy lowering his child, I think his daughter, down into the sewer, which I don't know that that's the greatest place to be, but probably beats standing on the front porch. Yeah, moving right along. Now, for those of you who are part of the Daily Double, you know all about the Telegram messaging app. We use it every day. Well, Telegram is planning to raise $1.2 billion in its initial coin offering, or ICO, starting with a $600 million pre-sale. Company documents have shown it's also planning to rival Ethereum with its Telegram Open Network platform. And yes, cryptocurrencies are on their heels. Bitcoin is approaching a 50% Fibonacci retracement. I've been saying all these markets need a healthy retracement. Well, Bitcoin just had one. Ethereum's had one. All the major cryptos and miners have had one. And so this is where we find out, is there going to be another leg? See, like right here on the S&P chart that I have up, leg, retrace. Now, how far was that retracement? Swing low to the swing high. 38%. Right on the nose. Well, they spiked it a little bit. So now we need to either put in a leg with a higher high, or this uptrend is over for now, and this is the beginning of a downtrend, and what we'll see is leg, retrace, and then leg that takes out this low. So whether we take out this low or this high, critical and important. Now, for those of you who maybe can't see that chart, go to our homepage at cfrn.net. On the right-hand side, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. You'll be registered all the way through the end of the month. That means you'll have one-click access to the show each and every day. You can also go to youtube.com/cfrn/live, bookmark that page, and you'll have one-click access every single day. And that issue with the charts being off-center, I think as of today, it is fixed. Let's go take a look at the numbers from around the world. Let's see if the world's as pumped up as we are here in the U.S. All right, we're going to start with, these are the cash numbers in the U.S. The Dow up 170 points. Now, let's put that in perspective for just a moment. This is a weekly chart of the YM, from the low to the high. There's a 24% retracement, there's a 38%. It's showing no signs of retracing as of yet. This goes all the way back to January of 2016. Currently, weekly chart. NASDAQ is up 20. Now, that's a little over half of 1%. Dow's up 170. NASDAQ is up 26. S&P 500 is up 8. Russell 2000 is up 2. And in the commodity basket, crude oil is down 74 cents. That's a little over 1%, trading 63.56 last. Gold down 30 cents, trading 13.3460 last. In the Asian markets today, at the close, the Nikkei was up 237 points. That's 1%. Shanghai up 27 points. That's 0.75%. And the Hang Seng, wow, 565 points. That's an increase of almost 2%. So the color of the day, both in the U.S. and Asia, absolutely green. And as we go to the European markets, there's only one shade of red. That's the FTSE, down 13 points. The DAX at the close up 45 points. And the CAC up 4. So they're not quite as bullish as we are here in the U.S., but those numbers are green. Let's push these charts over to Michael and get a recap of what happened in the live trading room today. Michael, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. I am ready. And we had a rough start to the day today, but we ended up with our goal.
Now, that's probably the most important lesson that anyone could learn today, is that you got stopped out twice, and I'm sure you'll walk them through this step by step. You got stopped out twice, and in the 2 hours that we have in the live training room, turned it around. So,
yes,
I'll hit mute and be here when you're done.
Okay.
Go ahead. What were you saying? Go ahead.
No, I said that we did, and I will go through it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let me bring this over so you guys can see that. Let me check the audience view. Perfect. All right, here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 16th day of January 2018. Today, in the live training room, first, before I get into that, let's do this. If you have not taken a free trial with us, then just go to cfrn.net, go to the home page, and up here at the very top, it says sign up for the CFRN live training room, 100% free trial, user indicators to learn our strategy. Click here. When you click there, you will be brought to this page. On this page, we ask for your email, your first name, and how you found us. Just hit the submit button. Once you do that, you will be sent a confirmation link. Click on that confirmation link, and then once you click on the confirmation link, then we know you took the free trial, and that's when you'll be sent all the information you need to get into the live training room. Okay, once you click on that confirmation link. All right. Let's see. Spreadsheet today. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today, we lost 8 ticks on the euro. We made 14 ticks on crude and 1 tick on gold. That got us exactly to our goal for the day. Okay. Today, it took 109 minutes. It took almost all morning to get our goal. I did miss a couple of trades, I think, and I'll go over that in a minute. But it took 5 opportunities and 109 minutes to get to the goal for the day, and that was where we ended the day. So on the month now, we're at $1,261. That's over 10 days, averaging $126 per day. And same thing on the year. Okay, because it's January. All right. So let's go through this. Now here on the gold, 2, 3. Hang on, let me just look at something here. 4, 5. Yeah, okay. All right, here on the gold, we started out right here where we stopped out, and we're minus 8 ticks at that point. I missed this long right here, this bounce off the BBC. I missed that one. Well, I didn't get filled on it. Over here, we got long again. After we put in a higher swing, we got long again, and we took 8 ticks profit, bringing us back to 0 on the gold. And then right here, we took 1 tick profit. This is where we got our goal for the day, right here. During the break, we didn't have anything. It sort of looks like a bounce off the BBC, but we're not trending, and the cycle is flat and in the middle. So we didn't have anything there. Okay. On the euro, we just had this one opportunity here where we stopped out to the tick, and then it went up and did what it should have done. But that was it, minus 8 on the euro. Okay. In here, yeah, we really didn't have anything in there. We missed a trade right here. That would have been okay. And during the break, nothing really during the break. Okay, we had a nice leg up right here, but the slingshot was not right for a long trade. Okay. No, I did not. I did not. I had a long weekend in Connecticut, in Massachusetts, in Rhode Island, and then back to North Carolina. All right. On the crude here, we had a shorting opportunity right here. This was our only trade on crude, and we took 14 ticks profit there. I would have taken 15 ticks to get the goal for the day on that particular one. And we would have gotten the goal like a half hour earlier than we actually did. But I didn't realize that I needed 1 more tick, because I did have the 1 more tick in there at one point. Let's see, the slingshot then got all messed up. And we did not have any opportunity for a long trade. Okay. This would have been going into the low of the day, so there was nothing there. All right. And that was it on the crude. We had that 1 trade for 14 ticks. On the Russell, let's see. On the Russell, now keep in mind that the ES was in and out of the, well, it was, initially it started in a zone, and then it went from zone to zone. You know, the ES dropped like 18 points. It went from zone to zone, and then it was in a zone again. So that's why you don't see a lot of highlighted things here on the Russell, with all this movement that the Russell had. There's one over here that was highlighted. And let's see, if you ignore the ES, during the break, there was a shorting opportunity right here off the BBC for that leg down. And that's it. Okay, now on the ES, as I said, started out up here, and it was in this zone for a good part of the session this morning. Okay, it came out of it, went back up to it, then slammed all the way down here to this one. Bounced off it a little bit, went back down into it, through it, and it's sort of hugging it right now. Okay, so we didn't have anything on the ES that I had highlighted this morning. In hindsight, I'm looking right here, there was a momentum short trade right there, down to the zone, right there. Okay, and that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. All right. So, with that, we will come back here and look at the spreadsheet one more time. Okay, today is the 16th day of January. We were minus 8 ticks on the euro, plus 14 ticks on crude, plus 1 tick on gold. That brought us to $100 per contract. It took 109 minutes and 5 trades to get to the goal for the day today, and we took a total of 5 trades today. All right. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you can read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Again, if you have not taken a free trial with us, come to the home page here at CFRN.net, and up at the top, it says sign up for the CFRN live training room, 100% free trial. User indicators learn our strategy. Click here. When you click there, you'll be brought to this page where we ask for your email, your first name, and how you found us. Hit the submit button, and you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click on the confirmation link, you will not get a free trial. You must click that confirmation link. Okay? All right. I'll slide this over here. And now we can head back out to Studio A in fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Dwayne, if you are ready. Okay. He must be down at the Keurig. Nope, he's there. I just can't hear him, that's all. But he is there.
As being the strong silent type.
Yes.
Hey, I just noticed something, guys. I fired up the monitor for the YouTube live stream. Those of you that are watching via YouTube, please don't watch it the way it pops up. I've got to figure out why it pops up that way. Use the little gear icon at the bottom right hand corner of the YouTube screen and change it up to 720 high definition. Okay, so for some reason it loaded up at 140 and it was so blurry I couldn't even really see it, but once I put it on 720 it's crystal clear. So anyway, what was the recap of the recap, Michael?
Today, it took 109 minutes in 5 trades to get to the goal for the day. 109 minutes in 5 trades. So every trade we took
basically
today,
an hour.
Yes. Oh, it's almost 2 hours.
Yeah, almost 2 hours.
But, yes. And every trade we took today had some sort of an impact. I stopped out on gold, then I got 8 ticks back, then I got 1 tick on gold. On the euro, I stopped out, minus 8 ticks, and on crude, we made 1 14-tick trade. So, got us to the goal for the day.
All right, here's the look of Bitcoin today.
Yeah, I got smashed today.
So we're getting real close to a 50% Fibonacci correction. From 0 to 20,000, 10,000 is your number. Although I did some study back before all of this even started, and I came up with 8,000 as a potential retracement number. So, you know, who knows, but that's what it looks like today. If you want the absolute latest in cryptocurrency news, just go to cryptodailyinfo.com and it's all right here. And at the top, you can go to the charts, just like that. Okie doke. Well, Michael, anything else you want to cover, add, talk about?
Well, the normal Tuesday meeting, I'm going to actually have it tomorrow. Okay. Because of the holiday. But other than that, the fact that Bitcoin's being smashed pretty good right now, that's all. It's all covered, I think.
Okay. Well, very good. Until John shows up. I haven't heard from him. I think he's going to show up.
Okay, let me check.
Okay, but now I just checked. He's not there. John's not home, man. Because as far as the rest of the headlines, I don't know about you, but I didn't find anything to excite me. And we had zero economic news out today.
Yeah.
What about tomorrow?
Yeah, it was a pretty boring day. Tomorrow, there's not much tomorrow. There is some, but not much. There's low impact and a couple of medium impacts pre-market. But other than that, not much.
The CEO of the oldest Bitcoin exchange where did that go? New customer signups. Oh, I hate it when they, you know, that's wrong. The interesting articles, they've put them behind a paywall. So you got to copy the link, open a new tab, paste it, hit enter, and this time you don't get the paywall, I think. New customer signups on the cryptocurrency exchange Bitstamp rose from 10,000 a week at the start of 2017 to over 100,000 a week by the end of the year. Oh, they nailed me again. At the peak, it was 137,000 accounts opened on one day. Whoa. Well, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
All right, we'll get off that topic, and for a moment, we'll go to the Concierge Trade Alerts from last night. Let me give you a chance to take a screenshot if you'd like. Ooh. Here we go. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Got it? Got it. Very good.
Got it.
All right. On the S&P 500 Emini Futures, when the email went out last night, we said to consider buying 27.98. And that looked a little something like this. $27.98. Now the initial swing high was here at 28.03. If that's as far as you took it, then that was good for 4 points at $50 per point, which would be $200 per contract available. Of course, we never get out to swing high or swing low because we trail a stop. And I'm pointing this out because if you were trailing a stop on this, depending upon how closely you were trailing on this little pullback here, which didn't come back quite far enough to get below the trigger, it was trying, but we were off just a bit. So, good chance you hit the $200 per contract level, and then at some point on this pullback, you got stopped out with some profit. Now, if you still had your stop in the original position, you probably stayed in the trade, and the high was 28.08. So from 98 to 08, that would be 10 points at $50 per point, or $500 per contract available. Now with this sell-off, you might wonder, did we trigger on the downside? Not yet, but we could. I'll give you a little hint. There we go. I think this is going to hold, so we'll see what happens. It's not a weekly zone. I missed that zone by a couple points, but oh well. Keeps you humble. On the Dow, which broke records today, the email said to consider buying 26010. If you're wondering where last week's zones went, that I took all that trouble to put on Thursday, that's what happens when you don't save. True story. Okay. 26010. Alright. Yeah. Now, on this first little run up, we got up to a high of 57. 26010. And up to, the high here was actually 59. So that's 49 points at $5 per point. Price then pulled back. Important prices, important areas, almost always tested. It's back below the trigger. Off it goes again, and this time it puts in a 59-point move, which would be another 49 points to the tick. Of course, we don't get out with 49 if we're long, because we're trailing a stop. And when you trail a stop, you'll always leave a little bit on the table. Don't let that worry you. Have we triggered on the short side 25860? No. It's down here. Could happen. We'll see. On the Russell, well, lots of movement there. On the Russell, we had said to consider buying 1596 last night when the alerts went out. And that would be right here-ish. Yep. Buy 1596. You get on this pullback here, could have took you out. Depends upon how aggressively you're following. But at this point here, we were at 1602. So that would be 6 times 5. That's $300 per contract available. And if you weren't stopped out there, it ran all the way to 1607, which would be 9, and that would be $450 per contract available. That's what the market made available. We try to point you in the right direction as best we can, but then it's up to the market to deliver. Have we triggered on the short side? Not even close. I'll tell you what, it's not even on the screen, okay? So I wouldn't worry about that unless something tragic happens. On the NASDAQ, consider buying 6805. $68.05. You see how it almost always takes a little leg up, comes back to test, and then run. Not every time. If you wait for that, sometimes you miss it. But study the charts and see how many times it does it, and then decide, you know. And the question on a chart I'm going to show you in a minute. Somebody asked last week, do you buy right at the number or on a stop a tick above? And I said, well, an awful lot of times I've seen it run right to the number, touch it, and then run the other way. And when that happens, you wished you had been one tick above. Soybeans today ran right to the number, touched it, and headed the other way. I'll show you that when we get to them. So 68.05 up to a high of 45. We'll call that 40 times $20 a point. That's $800 per contract available, minus whatever you gave back till your stop was hit. Okay, I'm sure glad my phone just told me that Kim Kardashian had a baby. You know, it's so difficult to keep up with them these days. I hope you've had better luck than I have. Crude oil, last night we said to consider selling 64.35. On this leg down, the market made $550 per contract available. $550. Price then came back. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. Almost. And that's about as close to an almost as you can get. But it didn't go back above the trigger line. Which means, unless you held through this pullback, which I highly doubt, you didn't get any of this. But you got some of this. If you only got half of this, your day's done. Times 2. Gold, we said to consider selling 1236 in the email last night. This first move down, there was $390 per contract available. Important prices, important areas, almost always tested. Up we go, back down. To the tick, another $390 per contract available. And you see here, touch the number the other direction. But not like soybeans. I'll show them to you in just a minute. 30-year Treasury bonds. We said in the email last night, consider buying a 150.23. Ran up $180 per contract available. Got back below the trigger. Ran up another $180 per contract available to the tick. Any triggers on the short side? Not even close. Okay. Soybeans, here's the one. We said last night, consider buying 970 and the high, 970. On that 30-minute candle, 970, that 30-minute candle, 970, and that 30-minute candle, 996.75. So, this is the example of where you'd want your buy on a stop to be on the other side. And because the concierge alerts are discretionary trading, which means there's some guidance, but not a lot of hard and fast rules. You have the luxury of deciding how much confirmation you want at any given point before you take a trade. Again, I can give you some guidance, but this is not hard, fast, rules-based trading like we do in the live training room every day. There's a huge difference, and I think everyone should cut their teeth on what we do every morning in the live training room. As you gain experience, then you can move into this discretionary model. Let's see, has John rolled in yet? All right, let me see what's going on. Because we don't want to wait if he's not going to come. I'm sure he's got a lot to say today. Are you coming on?
Dwayne, I can't come on right.
Okay. Well, we'll catch you tomorrow then. All right. John had a power outage, and everything is down, doobie-doo, down, down. So he won't be joining us today. Let's get over to our good word for the day. It's a new year, 2018, 1 month almost behind us already. So I want to encourage you this year to get out of your comfort zone. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you." Not Isaiah, God. Two of our biggest fears as people: failure and criticism. And they never completely go away. You can overcome them, but they'll show up when you face your next challenge. It's in accepting fear as part of life's journey instead of running from it that you learn to conquer it. Now, this is a Christian devotional based on the Bible, but anyone in the listening audience who knows anything about the Buddhist faith, that same concept, it's one of the 10 something or others, or 8 something or others, or whatever it is. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to write it down. I don't know. Think about it. I've thought about it a lot. You know, how many times do we think, boy, I can't wait until, you know, I've got, till all my ducks are lined up. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll know I'm successful. Then I'll take time off. Then I'll be a husband and be a father. But that day never comes. Now, if you ask a Jewish person, they'll tell you. They know from birth. If you got any Jewish friends, you know what I'm talking about. And that's not any kind of a spiritually racist comment. It's just, you know, common knowledge. When you're sick and got a cold, you wish you had a Jewish mother. It's in accepting fear as part of life's journey instead of running from it that you learn to conquer it. Indeed, as you look back at what you've already overcome, you realize that most times failure doesn't do permanent damage. You actually grow stronger through it. If you're anxious today, God is saying to you, don't be afraid. I am with you. So you've got to trust Him and get out of your comfort zone. If you get out of bed every day worrying about what bad is going to happen today, that's kind of a miserable existence. Or, even worse, getting out of bed hoping that nothing difficult or challenging will happen today. Because you're going to be disappointed an awful lot. If, however, you get out of bed each day and say, God, there's nothing that's going to happen today that you and I can't conquer together. And you don't go looking for trouble. You don't need to. Trouble has its way of finding you and me and everybody I know. An unknown poet wrote this: I used to have a comfort zone where I knew I couldn't fail. The same four walls of busy work were really more like jail. I longed so much to do the things I'd never done before, but stayed inside my comfort zone and paced the same old floor. I said it didn't matter that I wasn't doing much. I said I didn't care for things like dreams and goals and such. I claimed to be so busy with the things inside my zone, but deep inside I longed for something special of my own. Couldn't let my life go by just watching others win. I held my breath and stepped outside and let the change begin. I took a step, and with new strength I'd never felt before, I kissed my comfort zone goodbye, then closed and locked the door. If you are in a comfort zone, afraid to venture out, remember that all winners were at one time filled with doubt. So the good word for you today is this year, 2018, whatever it takes, get out of your comfort zone and go find what exciting adventures God has for you. And I'm going to tell you that exciting adventures with God sometimes look like trouble, look like a problem, look like an obstacle. But if you start your day with these words, there's nothing that's going to happen today that God and I cannot handle together. Now, it's not enough to say the words. You have to actually believe that. I'll leave you with that challenge. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Short show today as we come back from the holiday. John will be with us tomorrow. We'll yak for probably a couple hours. And I'm going to see if Garrett's available tomorrow. And I'll have him on the show as well. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with the licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.